The Jets of 2024 are one of the greatest, most colossal and embarrassing failures in sports history. And that sticks to all of them. So when people say, does this stick to Rodgers? Yes. It doesn't mean he's not an all-time great. It doesn't mean he's not a Hall of Famer. But it most certainly goes in the permanent record. It goes in the bio. The New York Jets turned over their entire franchise to him, and it got much, much worse, like embarrassingly worse. What they're doing is embarrassing to watch.
Boom! Mike Greenberg with the roast. Wow. Just wow. This is Sports Guy talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Mike Greenberg ripping the Jets for being an embarrassing failure. Once again, the Jets found another way to lose another one-score ball game, as they are now 2-6 on the season. Despite making drastic moves every single week, the Jets have invented new ways of losing football games this season. Before I say anything else though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So here it is. Do you agree with Mike Greenberg's take on the Jets? Absolutely. What Mike Greenberg said is the absolute truth. The New York Jets are a colossal failure. The New York Jets have massively underachieved. They've tried to make the New York Jets the New York Packers. What do I mean by that? They've been trying to bring in Aaron Rodgers and his friends to the Jets organization, and they've done nothing but lose football games all the time. The Aaron Rodgers era in New York has been an absolute failure. In 2 years, Aaron Rodgers has been on the Jets. He tore his Achilles in his first season as the Jets starter. Now he's coming off of a torn Achilles injury, and he has not really played good whatsoever. He's putting up good stats, but he's not making the key plays necessary in order to help the Jets win these kind of ball games. Aaron Rodgers was supposed to be a quarterback that could elevate the Jets back into playoff contention, but he has done nothing of that whatsoever. Aaron Rodgers has been mistake prone. He's been turning over the ball too often. He's been taking too many sacks. He's been a poor leader, and most importantly, Aaron Rodgers has been distracted from the game of football. It feels like every time we talk about Aaron Rodgers, we talk about everything but the actual game of football. That's how much Aaron Rodgers has fallen off a cliff. It also doesn't help that Aaron Rodgers comes onto the Pat McAfee show every single week so he could spew out his propaganda. Aaron Rodgers has turned into the LeBron James of the NFL, and I don't mean that as a compliment. When I say Aaron Rodgers turned into the LeBron James of the NFL, I am talking about what he is doing off the field. Is Aaron Rodgers a great dude? Of course. Is Aaron Rodgers' politics questionable? Maybe. I like his politics personally, but a lot of people do not like his politics in general. Aaron Rodgers is not a quarterback on the same level that he was on the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers was winning all those MVP awards on the Packers, and he was a phenomenal talent. No one is taking that away from Aaron Rodgers. In fact, I used to be a huge Aaron Rodgers fan. Aaron Rodgers used to be my favorite football player growing up. That's how much I used to love Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers on the New York Jets has become absolutely insufferable to root for. I don't understand how anybody could even root for Aaron Rodgers at this point in stage of his career, because every time Aaron Rodgers opens his mouth, he's throwing somebody under the bus, or he's saying his situation isn't good enough and he's not being the leader that he was promised to be. Shannon Sharpe on First Take made an excellent point when talking about Aaron Rodgers on First Take. He was talking about how this could not have happened to a more condescending kind of guy, which is exactly what Aaron Rodgers has been doing. Aaron Rodgers has been throwing teammates and coaches under the bus on a consistent basis, and I'm glad somebody in the mainstream media finally held Aaron Rodgers accountable for that. Roll the film.
Let's make it the trifecta, because it couldn't happen to a more smug, cavalier, condescending guy. Oh, that's even low for you. Now, who else you gonna blame it on? You running out of people to fire and demote. You fired Robert Saleh. You're gonna fire Ulbrich now, the interim coach. You've demoted Hackett. What you gonna do? Demote the new offensive coordinator? Who else you gonna trade for? Who else you gonna bring in? Oh, we're a quarterback away. Stephen A., remember I had this conversation. I said you're under the illusion that defense is gonna be exactly what it was last year. In the history of NFL, only one team had a statistically, historically great defense, and it got better the following season. That's the 85 Bears. The 86 Bears were statistically better. Statistically, that's the greatest defense ever assembled. So you're saying this Jets team was going to be better than the 86 Bears. I didn't believe it. You heard what Gottschalk said yesterday. This guy, I can chase him down. Aaron is slow. He's slow, guys.
There you go, Shannon Sharpe. That's the way how you're supposed to tell the truth. If only you did the same thing for LeBron James, but that's another discussion for another day. When you look at Aaron Rodgers' behavior, what has he done on the New York Jets? He has gotten Robert Saleh fired. He's thrown Mike Williams under the bus. The guy has managed to make excuse after excuse after excuse, and the Jets have still not been able to come through. They demoted Nathaniel, Hackett, the offensive coordinator. They promoted Todd to be the interim offensive coordinator. They promoted their defensive coordinator, Jeff Ulbrich, or whatever his name is, to be the interim head coach. And obviously they made the trade for Davante, and they're still losing all these kind of games. You look at how the New York Jets allegedly tried to form a super team around Aaron Rodgers, and that team has not produced anything whatsoever. When we think about failed super teams, what do we think about? We think about the 2011 Philadelphia Eagles, where they called themselves the Dream Team, but at least they finished 8-8 that year. The New York Jets right now look like a team that is going to finish with a 4-13 record. That's right, the New York Jets are going to be one of the worst teams in all of football this season, and that will be because Aaron Rodgers has been a poor leader, as well as the fact that Aaron Rodgers' play has totally fallen off a cliff. Aaron Rodgers has been playing well statistically, but if you actually watch the games, you'll realize that Aaron Rodgers is nothing more than a sitting duck that is only good for a few throws a game. I understand Aaron Rodgers can still make a great throw every now and then, but it's not on a consistent basis anymore. There's a reason why Aaron Rodgers has not thrown for over 300 yards in a professional ball game since the 2021 NFL season. That is because Aaron Rodgers' arm strength is quickly diminishing and his accuracy is not as good as what it once was. Also remember the fact that Aaron Rodgers is coming off of a torn Achilles injury. Aaron Rodgers is not 100% healthy. I know he might say he's 100% healthy, but if you actually watch the games, it'll be pretty clear to yourself that Aaron Rodgers is not the same quarterback he once was pre-Achilles injury. And that's okay. Aaron Rodgers is a 40-year-old quarterback coming off a serious injury. A lot of quarterbacks would not have even came back from that kind of injury, but for Aaron Rodgers to come back and play after tearing his Achilles at age 39, that's pretty impressive stuff. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers is having a phenomenal year on the Jets. In fact, I'm going to be the first person to tell you that Aaron Rodgers has had a terrible year on the Jets, but the fact that he's even managed to stay healthy this long, it is a testament to his endurance and his durability. The New York Jets, however, cannot say the same for themselves because the Jets have not been a good football team this year. They don't know how to win the close games. They don't have a culture in there whatsoever. I don't expect things to get better anytime soon. I don't think the New York Jets are going to be a good football team this year, and that's not going to change 8-9 games into the season. They are who they are at this point in the season, and I don't see how an interim head coach or Aaron Rodgers can be able to save the New York Jets at this point of the season. The fact of the matter is the super team Aaron Rodgers tried to build on the New York Jets failed massively, and he has to take ownership of that. The sooner Aaron Rodgers takes ownership of that, the sooner people will be able to accept the fact that the Jets were a massive failure. Mike Greenberg was absolutely correct in terms of how devastating it was to see as a Jets fan, because there was more hype around the Jets franchise more than ever, and they've been doing nothing but losing all the time. That's why they're on a 5-game losing streak, and Mike Greenberg hit it on the nail, especially for all Jets fans. I love the anger Mike Greenberg showed for his favorite team in the New York Jets. That's why Mike Greenberg is actually one of my favorite personalities at ESPN. It is because he keeps things real. Unlike most of the people at ESPN, Mike Greenberg isn't perfect, but heck, he's a lot better than most people on that network. So that is why I agree with Mike Greenberg's take on the Jets, as they have been a colossal failure this season. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I'm going to shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That will be for the @DustinNashTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at DustinNashTran, and that's Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter at DustinNashTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, Check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.